I am done with award season right now. Already, I don't really care for it anyway. I'm not making out. I'm going, oh, you've ruined my award season, man. I'm so like, oh my god. Oh my god, I can't stand it though. Oh my god. That ain't nothing like that. The whole point of this is that award season has become this divisive, toxic mix of people competing for the oppression Olympics. By the looks of it, I'm not really sure. I saw someone put up on Facebook today, and it was like Oscar nominations. I was like, oh, I'll take a mild interest in that. And then when I searched in Google, all the top searches were just people complaining. It was just whinging. It was just a whole load of whining going on. It was whinging and whining about. There's just like I said, it is a depression Olympics, so it's women that seem to be complaining the most, or it's complaints about there being a lack of women, mainly best directors and stuff. That's pretty much the gist of it. It's like, oh, the best director women. Where are all the women at? You have seen, obviously there's the whole minorities not being represented. That's been going down, but it's definitely the women that are winning the battle of who can be the loudest and who can be the most upset about everything. They're winning this. They're top champions. They are, and it's just so tedious. It's all the same crap. I was going to look at some articles and go into it, but you know what? I'd looked at about 4, and I was like, I'm done with this. I'm just totally done with this. So I thought I'm just going to say my piece. And then move on like everyone else should move on. Because look, if the point was right that it's like this shows a lack of representation because people aren't getting the opportunities that they should be getting, and therefore that's why they're underrepresented, and then you might have a point there, and that might be something to look into. But as I've mentioned before, I don't think directing is something that attracts as many women as other things do. Do you know what I'm saying? Producing probably attracts more women than directing does. But I've said my piece on that, so I'm going to regurgitate what I've already said. But I will say this, and I'll say this from the bottom of my heart. Actually, no, from the gutturals of my soul. No, I don't know. Where am I saying it from? The recesses of my brain. I don't know. I've read it in a bin, probably. What I will say is this. It's either you're trying to highlight a problem and say that this is evidence that there's discrimination going on in liberal woke Hollywood, or you're just going to have to face the facts that you didn't get voted for because you weren't the best. That might just be the answer. And maybe all the best ones got voted for anyway. That doesn't mean that the best films win Best Picture or the best directors win Best Director. I mean, it is kind of a touchy-feely fest of who can campaign the best. So there is that. So why do you give a shit anyway? But I think what you're seeing is not people going, oh, well, this shows that there's a glass ceiling or there's a brick wall between us and getting to where we want to be. I think they actually just want to get awards handed out to them just because they are a person that fits into a box. I think they actually just want to be pandered to. I think they just want you competed in the race award. I think that's actually what they want, regardless of achievement or talent or hard work. I think they just want to get an award. I think they just think they have to have one. That's what I'm seeing right now, because it's like, I don't know. They're saying, well, what about the Little Women film? It's like, what? There's been 100 Little Women films. Why is this one any good? Is it any good? No one's watched it. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think anyone wants to watch it. I don't think it's probably not very good. Everyone's whining about it. Like, it's like, look, for one, the problems that women encounter across the world are many. But it's not in Hollywood. That's not really where we should be. That's not the place we should be highlighting the plight of women. And the oppression of women. It's not in Hollywood, is it? That's not where it is. That's not where it's at. It's other places, other places, where adulterers get stoned to death and statutory rape is completely fine, and child brides and all this kind of shit, genital mutilation, all that kind of business. I think it's those places that where we should be highlighting the issues, not in Hollywood, I think. But it does seem to me that the rhetoric is going, well, we do stuff, where's our reward? It's like, well, you got to bloody earn one, haven't you? What's your problem? Because look, who's been voted for? I think they're all pretty legit. I mean, and I tell you what this is as well. There's stoned to death reminds me of Africa, so I'm just reading the chat. Quite. Yes. So look, Joker's got a lot of nominations, and I think that's the reason why there's been so much pushback right now, because we've had all this already. We've had all this. And now it's just come back like fucking 10 times stronger. It's just relentless. It won't go away. It's just like everything. I've never seen so much negativity towards something that's supposed to be positive. It's pretty crazy. But I think it's because of the Joker thing. I think because of the stuff Todd Phillips said, just about wokeness and stuff. I think that is why there's such pushback. It's kind of to do with Joker, and perhaps the other nominations factor into that as well, because they're very male-dominated films. They're man stories and shit. You get me? I think that's got a lot to do with it, because everyone's sort of laying into it, saying this doesn't deserve all the nominations. Like, is it the best film that came out this year? I don't know. I really like Parasite, and The Irishman was fucking fantastic. The Irishman's so good that it went beyond expectations, and it's a Martin Scorsese film, and it went beyond expectations. Now you tell me that's not worthy of winning a few bloody golden awards and shit. You know what I'm saying? It did. I was kind of expecting like other people to be like, more flashy and fast paced, like Goodfellas, Casino, Wolf of Wall Street, but it wasn't. It was very meditative. It was like Tarkovsky or something. It was just like, it was fucking beautiful. Made me cry thug tears. I don't cry tears. I cry thug tears. Like all hard men do. And if there's anything deserving of an award, it's that. And then 1917, I haven't seen it, but it's Sam Mendes, so it's going to be good. It's going to be very good, isn't it? And like I said, Parasite's very good. I very much like that, and I like the way a foreign language film has broken into the main fold of award nominations. That's good. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I haven't seen that, but it's probably very good. I mean, I don't really like Tarantino films that much, but I do appreciate him for who he is and his love for cinema and what he does, and the fact that he's a very unique voice that makes successful films and gets funded. I think that's very important. But I've seen Joker, and it's very good. It is good. I was expecting it to be a pile of shit and everyone was just chatting breeze, but I'm telling you, in terms of directing, in terms of evoking emotion, and the fact that you can, I felt some shit, man. Watching that, I was like, okay, they've done that very well. I was fucking surprised. But everyone's sort of shitting on it. Now, like I said, is it the greatest film of the year? I don't know. But the greatest films of the year don't always win. In fact, great films don't always win. Crash won. I'm not talking about the David Cronenberg Crash when they're having nasty sex, after car accidents and shit. I'm talking about Crash, the one that just goes, racism's bad. That one best film, and that film is a fucking cornball fest. I mean, that is one of the cringiest films ever made. Admittedly, when I first watched it, I thought it was quite good, but I was high as fuck. Joker's an important film as well, and I'll tell you why it's an important film, because it's sort of reached the pinnacle of, we've been swamped with all these silly fucking comic book films for like over 10 years now. It really is enough, isn't it? And somehow they managed to sneak in, or like ride on the back of this whole genre and create the definitive genre piece. Like something that actually matters, that is meaningful, something that's not a big show of silly special effects and people in capes and shit, even though it is the Joker film. So they've actually done something very interesting and made a game-changing film and gone, hey, we can make something very successful that people might actually like and shit. Do you know what I'm saying? That's about someone who's got mental illness. I think that's great. So I think that's all good. And using the guys of comic book films going, ooh, I think that's good. All right. It's definitely better than Little Women. Okay. And people just throw, and I think people are just throwing their toys out the pram over it, going, no, it's toxic, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? They're going around saying they thought people are going to go shoot up film theatres, shoot up cinemas because of this film and shit. It's like, this is 2020. It's not the 1970s. You know, when they ban films and going, well, people are going to... No, they ban kung fu films and like, well, people are going to go karate chop people's heads off. Yeah. People go around with nunchuckers, bashing mans in face. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just all got a bit silly. And enough is enough with all your fucking bullshit. I mean, the BAFTA Awards nominations was bad enough as well. Because now you got, like, it's not just... Because it's like, where's the women? It's like, maybe, women is half the population, right? So they are underrepresented. Then you got the BAME people coming. Oh, we need BAME. We people of POCs. We need... Where's all the black people nominations? It's like, I don't know. Show me the good films that they've done, and then we'll talk about it. Do you know what I'm saying? I just don't think any of these people in these industries are massively sexist and racist. They're really not. It's the fucking entertainment industry. Do you know what I'm saying? And it has become like an oppression Olympics. And let's face facts. If this is an oppression Olympics, we know who does really well in the entertainment industry, especially in movies. And that's the most oppressed people of all. The Jews. The Jews kill it. So you tell me, how can the most oppressed people of all time be killing it and no one else is killing it? You tell me. Apparently, no, everyone's bigoted and sexist. Well, the Jews are doing all right. And let's face facts. If we're trying to give out awards just to tick boxes and pander to people and go, well, no, you should get an award because you're this and you should get an award. It's like, well, the Jews already be getting loads of awards. Because they win the oppression Olympics, so therefore everyone should be happy, shouldn't they? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But one point is, what is it? So Ratman, who's from, I don't really know if I'm that familiar with him. He's from Peckham. He's from Pecknam, and he's made this film. What's it called? Blue Story, which is basically an adaptation of. He's one of the many people who have done a YouTube Hood series. London Hood series. There's loads of them. I remember watching one back in the day that Friends of Friends done. That's the way I could I knew someone who knew some people involved. It was something called like what was it called? Freaking Cycle of Revenge. Cycle of Revenge. The Cycle of Revenge was your standard Hood story stuff, you know what I'm saying? It was standard. But then you got Blue Story. What's it called? It's called Rilo's story. Is it called Rilo? Kylo's? What the fuck is it called? Anyway, Blue Story is based on that Hood YouTube show. And you got the director complaining that this had no nominations and the film's been quite successful. It's like, I've seen it, man. All right, let's calm down. There's nothing. There's no racism there that they ain't awarded your film nothing. The fact is, it's just another British Hood movie, isn't it? There's so many of them. Like, if you did something, I think people, I don't know, you gotta like do something a bit more, with that subject matter, it's kind of been done to death. It's always the same thing. The Hood's bad. And the best one's been done already. You've got, fucking Bullet Boy came out years ago, and that's like the best one, if you want to tell a story of like how things are. Because Bullet Boy is very effective, it's very simple. There's literally, without spoiling it for you, okay, in case you haven't seen it, there's a little car prang at the beginning, so Asher D's come out of jail, and there's a little car prang, and because these two boys crash into each other, because of that one incident, it just spirals out of control to a tit for tat bullshit until it's just people are dead, basically. I won't say who dies, but you probably get the idea. So it's already been done and done pretty well. So like, you need to come with, so just, you know, just because they're not giving out awards for it. Like, I've seen clips from it. I've watched a bit of the show, and it's like, it ain't nothing new, and it's not the greatest. A lot of these things ain't the greatest. So I don't know why you're wanting awards for it. Like, do something more original with the idea. Either you make like the greatest UK hood movie you possibly could, like it's the greatest, or do something very different with the idea, you know. And I think it's like, you know, does every all black cast that tells the story about inner city London have to involve gang shit, for fuck's sake? Like, do you know what I mean? I mean, it's like, it's very repetitive. It's just like, can you do something else? Maybe something a bit more. I just do something else, like, and you know, because it's been done. You know, it's been done. Same as a gangster film starring Danny Dyer. It's been done, hasn't it? Even Danny Dyer went to EastEnders. So, you know, and to say like, well, where's our nominations? It's like going, come on, bruv. It's not all that, you know what I mean? I mean, hats off to the success they've made, and to make a film that get into cinemas based off a YouTube series is very inspiring and good. All props to them. But it's like, all right, you're not getting Best Picture award, are you? For goodness sake, calm down, Jesus Christ. You know, everyone's just getting real shirty about it. It's like, you know, it's like, well, where's my award? I made something great. It's like, well, maybe it wasn't that great. I don't know, do I? Well, I do know. It's not that great. So calm yourself down. Everyone needs to just chill out a bit. You know, there is this thing as well with awards and stuff. I remember going way back to like the Brit Awards. I remember when the Blur versus Oasis bullshit was going on, and Blur won all the awards one year, and then the next year Oasis have won all the awards, and Oasis were like going, well, it was our time to get it, as like, well, we should have won them all this year, as if they were owed it, you know. Well, you know, they won it last year, so we should win it this year. It's like going, that ain't how it works. It does seem to be like that. It's like it's like, do you want to be pandered to and give a pat on the head? That's what people are asking for. And like, no, that ain't the way. Going, well, there, here's your reward. Do you know, like letting the fat kid win the race so he doesn't feel fat. It's like, come on. Awards are there to... These film awards are bullshit anyway, for starters, okay? But another factor is that, you know, if you want to be recognised for excellence, you know, don't be calling out for just a pandering award. Going, there. That's not the way, man. That's not the way. I would hate that. If someone gave me an award and said, going, well, you know, it's your turn to get one. No, I'd rather be it because I did something fucking great. You know, but everyone's upset, and I'm just bored of how people. I'm just absolutely bored to tits of it. Like, my goodness. And especially with with the whole, again, going back to the whole female thing, I've seen a list of all these female-directed films, and it's like, none of these films can even touch the ones that have been nominated. So that's something. We want Hollywood and to acknowledge good stuff in it. Do you know what I'm saying? We want the good stuff to be acknowledged. We want good stuff, and we want Hollywood to make good stuff and put money behind good stuff, not silly stuff. So and this is acknowledging people doing good stuff, right? Because the way that most people have it, like, they'd be like, oh well, let's just have, they just have bullshit comic book films with transvestites in it. Oh, sorry, transsexual. Oh, whatever. I don't care anymore. You know, they'd be happy with that going, well, it's an all-female cast of the next 20 Transformers films, as if that's a good thing. Ridiculous. Anyway, that's my freaking hot take on that whole subject.